be fast and they be slow.
Again, this is Tim on the Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Breaking news. Saquon Barkley may play. Looks like he might play on Saturday. Joe Judge, of course, had his Friday press conference. We also have a video coming out about 5 o'clock today. It's our preview show of the game against the Denver Broncos. But we wanted to get into briefly what the heck Joe Judge was saying, what they were talking about, and basically what's going on. He basically said that Barkley's got one more hurdle to clear before giving the green light to take the field against the Broncos. The hurdle is getting through Friday's practice without any issue with his knee. And then there's every reason to believe that Barkley will be able to do that, which means he should be in the lineup for the first time since tearing the ACL, of course, against the Bears in season 2 of last year. I mean, I think a lot of Giant fans are excited about it. They're jumping for joy. They're ready for the return of their hero. They think that with Saquon Barkley now coming back with this last hurdle, that the Giants will have the opportunity to win this game against the Broncos, which may be true. But we need to take this with a little bit of trepidation because of the fact that Saquon Barkley has not played since week 2 of last year. He just recently got on the field, just recently had contact. So let's temper our expectations and give the man a chance to come back. I would love to see him come back and carry the ball 25 times for 125 yards, but going up against it on a short week and going then playing Washington, I've said this before, I would sit him. It's a long season, and it's even longer now because you got that 17th game. Why take the risk of bringing in if you think you're a good team and you think you're a better team than the Denver Broncos, why wouldn't you sit Barkley, bring him back against Washington, and let Booker carry the mail for the Giants if you're so confident in your defense and you're so confident in your offense? Well, I know they're not confident in the offense, especially not the offensive line. And then you are putting him behind a patchwork offensive line that could potentially be worse than last season's. I get this pit in my stomach because I love the people that like to pontificate on the social media spheres. Really? Tell me about your knee injuries. Oh, wait. I had 2 ACL surgeries while playing in college. I had an ACL repair with also repairing the meniscus and the mid-meniscus. And then I had ACL replacement where they took my patella tendon and made it into my ACL. Huh. Let me think. Let me say, who should I think about? Who should I listen to in regards to practical knowledge about ACL surgeries? Yeah, all right. Listen, if there's no swelling in the knee, there's a huge difference between being on the practice field, and I've said this a million times, and then being in a game. 2 different speeds, 100%. And you could tell me that he looked good in the contact drills in practice, but contact drills in practice is not what it used to be. It's not like it was back in the 80s and the 90s, where Parcells used to have 2-a-days and full pads and lay into guys. I remember in Tampa in 2003, even back then, man, those contact practices were no joke. They were game time. In some scenarios, they were game time scenarios. The way they were hitting, besides the fact like Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp and a bunch of other guys on that team that were laying wood. I would just say, guys, if he comes back, that's great. Don't expect him to come out of the box and rip off 75 yards. Give him a chance to get back on his feet. Give him a chance to have the opportunity to ease into the position. There's a lot going on. I'm not gonna get into the Denver game yet because like I said, I got a video coming out at 4 o'clock or 4:30. But let's just give Saquon the opportunity to get back. Let's temper our excitement and enthusiasm. Let's be realistic. And this does not sway the bar if the Giants are going to win or lose. Only because of the fact that you have no clue. There's such an unknown with Barkley right now. And it's like I said, he is a fabulous athlete, and he will probably come back to his peak performance. But let's just kind of wait and see what happens. It's good news if he can play. Let's hope they're giving him limited carries and limited touches. And actually, I would actually give him more of pass route duties. I mean, running some screens, running some little outs, and then instead of sending him down the middle of the field yet. Just my thought process. And maybe that's what they're going to do. Send him out a little flare. See if you can't get him out into the open field instead of putting him into the middle of that pile, because Lord knows what our offensive line is going to be. Stay tuned for our video about 4:30, 5 o'clock. It'll be the preview of the Denver Broncos. And again, this is Tim on the Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, subscribe, ring that bell, you know what it means. That'd be awesome.